Awareness of walking. Arriving with each step. To practice walking meditation is to learn how to arrive. Not arrive at a destination, not arrive at the end of a to-do list, but arrive in the only place life is ever truly available, the here and the now. Thích Nhất Hạnh returns to this truth like a bell that brings us back to ourselves. He says, in peace is every step, that with every step we can arrive in the present moment, because the present is our true home. In mindful walking, arrival is not something we achieve after many miles. It is something we touch with the very first footfall that we make in awareness. This chapter is an invitation to discover that every step can be a small homecoming. The body knows how to do this. The foot lifts, the foot moves, the foot meets the ground. When attention is braided with these simple movements, the mind, so used to running, slows and returns. The breath joins the rhythm. An in-breath carries the lifting. An out-breath carries the placing. And suddenly, we are not a head dragging a body across a room, but a whole person arriving again and again with tenderness. Thích Nhất Hạnh says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that the real miracle is not to walk on water or thin air, but to walk on the earth. Walking becomes miraculous the moment we are truly there for it. Arriving in this way changes the quality of time. When we walk only to get somewhere, time can feel like an enemy, never enough, always slipping away. When we walk to arrive with each step, time opens. It is not larger in minutes, but it is richer in life. We feel the ground push back, supporting us. We sense the air touching skin. We hear layers of sound without being taken by any of them. We become present enough to notice that even familiar hallways have their own quiet light. Thích Nhất Hạnh says in How to Walk that walking meditation is very pleasant and very enjoyable, and that the best answer to why do you practice it is simply because I like it. I enjoy every step. Every step makes me happy. This happiness is not entertainment. It is the quiet joy of being alive without rushing past life. The mind will still try to run. It will reach for plans and problems the way a hand reaches for a familiar tool. When you notice it running, you do not scold. You return. The return is the practice. You rest your attention again in the feeling of contact, the heel, the ball, the toes, and let the next breath tell you you are here. You may silently whisper a line that Thích Nhất Hạnh loves to share. I have arrived. I am home. He says in many teachings, including The Long Road Turns to Joy, that this gatha is the heart of walking meditation. It is a vow to stop postponing your life until the next thing is finished. A vow to be here for what is already unfolding under your feet. When we walk like this, anxiety loosens its hold. The body, which has been bracing against imaginary futures, discovers that the ground under this foot is solid enough. The breath grows even, the face softens, the shoulders release an effort we did not know we were making. We begin to live in rhythm with our steps. This rhythm is a medicine. It gathers the scattered pieces of attention and returns them to the living moment. Thích Nhất Hạnh says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that mindful walking helps bring the mind back to the body so we can be truly present and alive. In that returning, we rediscover that aliveness is not something to earn, it is something to notice. Earth as sacred ground. The earth is not a background for our plans. It is a living ground that meets every step we make. In walking meditation, we do not trample the ground with the weight of our urgency. We touch it with reverence. Thích Nhất Hạnh teaching is direct and tender. Walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. He says in peace is every step, that the real miracle is this contact. Steady, loving, awake. To kiss the earth is not to dramatize walking. It is to let each footfall be an expression of respect for the ground that sustains our life. When we walk with this kind of attention, the world becomes intimate again. Trees are not scenery, they are neighbors. The wind is not an inconvenience. It is a messenger reminding us to breathe. Sidewalks and soil and fallen leaves are not just surfaces to be crossed, they are places to meet. He says in How to Walk that the earth is wondrous and that each step can massage the earth. The phrase sounds playful, but it points to a serious truth. The way we walk leaves a trace, not only in the muscles and nervous system that learn our habits, but also in the shared atmosphere we create. Steps taken in bitterness print bitterness on the earth. Steps taken in peace print peace. This is not magic. It is cause and effect at the human scale. Our steps influence our minds. Our minds influence our speech and choices. Our speech and choices influence the lives around us. When we practice walking as an expression of peace, we contribute something tangible to the collective field. There is a healing available in this contact. When we are anxious, the body floats up into the head. We feel cut off from our own weight. Walking mindfully regrounds us. The foot finds the floor. The floor gives the foot back to us. The sense of being up in the air subsides. Thich Nhat Hanh says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that mindful steps release tension, transform afflictions, and help us touch joy and freedom. The pathway is elemental. The foot knows the ground. The breath knows its pace. The mind remembers it has a home other than worry. As this remembering stabilizes, the heart grows more available to what is actually present. Walking as reverence also changes our relationship to the earth itself. We burn fewer steps trying to outpace dissatisfaction. We begin to relish shorter distances done with more care. Consumption slows. The urge to numb eases. The desire to protect the living world arises more naturally because we are in real contact with it. In this sense, walking meditation is ecological as well as spiritual. Thich Nhat Hanh often teaches that the earth is not outside us. We are the earth. When we walk with mindfulness, we reclaim this kinship in our bodies, one step at a time. There is a sentence he offers that can guide this reverence. With each step, a flower blooms. He says, in peace is every step, that the mind can go in 1,000 directions. But on this beautiful path, we walk in peace, and with each step, a flower blooms. This is an image for the inner landscape, but it is also a vow for the outer one. It commits us to leave the ground better than we found it, not by grand gestures alone, but by the quality of presence we offer to the places we move through every day. Joy, freedom, and the banquet of peace. To walk mindfully is to rediscover a childlike joy in moving through space. Thich Nhat Hanh says, in How to Walk, that walking meditation is very enjoyable. The words are plain and gentle, and they signal something important. Practice is not grim labor. Practice is the art of tasting the sweetness already present in ordinary life. When we bring attention to our steps, we often discover satisfaction where before there was only habit. A hallway becomes a small pilgrimage. A sidewalk becomes an invitation. A park becomes a sanctuary with no admission fee other than a willingness to notice. This joy is not a denial of difficulty. It grows precisely because we learn how to walk with our burdens without becoming them. When worry presses in, we give it part of our attention, but we do not let it devour the step. We let the next footfall be fully felt, and in that feeling we make a small space around whatever troubles the mind. Freedom appears in that small space. Thich Nhat Hanh says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that mindful steps free us from projects, worries, and expectation. The projects do not vanish. The worries do not dissolve on command. The expectations do not forget how to knock. But with each aware step, we are less captured by them, and this uncapturing is a form of freedom available in the middle of ordinary days. He also speaks of a banquet of peace. The image is perfect for walking meditation. When we hurry, our steps print anxiety and sorrow on the earth. When we walk in awareness, our steps print peace and serenity. We are invited to a banquet that is everywhere, all the time, as soon as we stop eating, standing up and start tasting. Peace is not a rare dish reserved for special occasions. It is the daily bread of an attentive life. He says in Peace is Every Step that each step taken peacefully and happily contributes to the peace and happiness of humankind. The sentence is large, but it is carried by something small, the quality of one step. Joy and freedom have a sound. It is not loud. It is the sound of a foot placed without hurry. It is the sound of breath that does not strain. It is the sound of a body that is no longer braced against the next moment, but is willing to let this moment arrive. The nervous system hears this sound and recalibrates. The heart hears it and relaxes its guard. The mind hears it and releases its grip. It becomes possible to smile without a reason other than the fact that life is touching life in a single step. Thích Nhất Hạnh says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that each mindful step helps us get in touch with the wonders of life available right now. Joy is the natural response of a mind that has been given permission to notice wonders again. Freedom also has a direction. It points us toward belonging. When we walk in the way he teaches, we are not just walking alone. We are walking with everything. We feel the ancestors in our bones and the descendants in the seeds of our choices. We feel the presence of those around us, strangers on the path or colleagues in a corridor, and our steps begin to wish them well without premeditation. In this way, walking becomes an ethics. We are less inclined to jostle others, less likely to crowd, more likely to pause and make space. The outer politeness is just the visible edge of an inner kindness that grows as we practice. This kindness is not sentimental. It is born of the felt knowledge that we share the same ground with everyone we meet. How to practice without strain. The beauty of walking meditation is its simplicity. There is no equipment to acquire, no perfect environment to secure, no special time we must carve out beyond what life already offers. We can practice as we move through what is already on our calendar, and we can also choose small pockets of time to walk for the sake of walking. Thích Nhất Hạnh way is always gentle. We practice because it nourishes us, not to prove anything or to perform. He says in How to Walk that our steps should be natural and relaxed, with a light smile if it comes. The smile is not a requirement. It is a sign that the nervous system recognizes safety. The anchor is contact. Let attention rest where the foot meets the ground. Feel the heel as it receives weight, the rolling through the arch, the toes as they complete the step. Allow the breath to join the rhythm your body prefers. For some, 1 step per breath is natural. For others, 2 or 3 steps accompany an in-breath and the same number accompany the out-breath. Listen to the lungs rather than forcing a pattern. The point is harmony, not control. When thoughts tug, notice them kindly and return to contact. Returning is not failure. Returning is walking meditation doing its work. A few simple phrases can help gather attention without tightening it. Thích Nhất Hạnh loves to pair walking with the gatha, I have arrived, I am home. On the in-breath, you silently feel arrived. On the out-breath, you silently feel home. Or you may hear in your steps a beloved line he shares in Peace is Every Step. The mind can go in 1,000 directions, but on this beautiful path, I walk in peace. These phrases are not decorations, they are bridges. They carry awareness across the gap between habit and presence. If you are short on time, walk mindfully from your desk to the door, from the car to the elevator, from one room to the next, If you have a few minutes, set a small path, 10 or 20 paces, back and forth, and let your senses open. Notice how the body's weight shifts. Notice how the face changes when you remember to soften the jaw. Notice how the temperature of the air feels different on the in-breath and the out-breath. These details are not distractions from practice. They are the very texture of practice. The more you contact them, the more the mind learns that life is safe enough to be experienced without a layer of constant commentary. Walking with others adds another dimension. The shared field of attention can be strong and supportive. Thich Nhat Hanh often led groups of hundreds, sometimes thousands, moving slowly and silently through a park or a village. He observed that when we walk together in awareness, each person's steadiness helps steady the rest. This is not suggestion. It is how nervous systems co-regulate. You can try it with a friend or a child. Walk without talking for a minute or two, then speak from the calm that has gathered. Conversations begun after a few mindful steps often carry more clarity and more kindness. Because walking can touch difficult feelings as well as calm ones, it is wise to practice balance. If sadness rises, acknowledge it and let the step be kind. If anger flares, let the step be soft and the breath be steady. You are not required to solve the cause of anger while you walk. If anxiety tightens the chest, shorten the distance and lengthen the attention. Let the earth do some of the holding for you. Thich Nhat Hanh says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that mindful steps help us embrace afflictions without being overwhelmed by them. The practice is not to banish what hurts. It is to carry it more gently so it can change. As you practice, you may notice that walking becomes less of a technique and more of a way of being. It follows you into ordinary errands and workdays. It meets you at the doorway to hard conversations and accompanies you out of them. It becomes a way to reset in the middle of a crowded schedule, not by escaping your life, but by re-entering it. Thich Nhat Hanh says in How to Walk that you don't have to go to a forest. Even a hallway can be a path of peace when you are truly there. The place does not make the practice. Presence makes the place feel like home. The path that walks you. At first, walking meditation feels like something we do. We remember the instructions, we coordinate breath and step, we repeat a gatha, we return when the mind wanders. After a while, a shift occurs. The practice begins to carry us. The step leads the mind rather than the mind leading the step. The breath finds its own evenness and invites the rest of us to join it. The ground feels less like a surface to conquer and more like a friend who meets us where we are. The path starts to walk us. This is not mystical. It is the fruit of training attention to trust contact with reality. When the foot's meeting with the earth is enough, we do not need to manufacture a sense of purpose. Purpose emerges. When the breath's rise and fall is enough, we do not need to hunt for a reason to be alive. Aliveness reveals itself. When the body's rhythm is enough, we do not need to push ourselves with constant urgency. A more natural effort, one that includes rest, returns. Thich Nhat Hanh says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that the first miracle of mindfulness is your real presence. Once presence becomes familiar, it becomes a refuge that is available wherever you are, and walking is how you enter it with your whole body. There is a line he teaches that can close and open this chapter at once. I have arrived. I am home. I am solid. I am free. In the ultimate, I dwell. He shares it in many places, including the long road turns to joy as a set of gentle touchstones for step and breath. Arrived and home remind us to stop running. Solid reminds us we can stand on the earth and on our own 2 feet, even in uncertainty. Free reminds us that we can take a step not driven by fear. In the ultimate, I dwell reminds us that the present moment contains more than our plans and projects. It contains the deep dimension that religions name in many ways and that our bodies know as a widening peace. If you wish to test this in the simplest way, stand where you are and place your attention in your feet. Feel the points of contact. Let the next inhalation arrive without effort. Let the next exhalation leave without being pushed. Now take one step as if it were the first step you have ever taken. Let the foot meet the ground. Feel the small wave of balance through the body. Notice the breath's response. Take another step. If the mind runs, let it run and return to the next footfall. If a smile comes, let it be small and real. If tears come, let them be small and real. Keep company with yourself in this unhurried way for a handful of steps. This is the whole of the practice, and it is enough. Thích Nhất Hạnh teaches in peace is every step that the mind can go in 1,000 directions, but on this beautiful path, we can walk in peace. With each step, a gentle wind can blow. With each step, a flower can bloom. These are not fantasies. They are descriptions of what the body and mind experience when attention is present and the heart is willing to be soft. The earth becomes sacred ground not because it changes, but because we do. Our walking becomes a quiet blessing we offer to the places we move through and to the beings who share them with us. Our days fill with small arrivals. Our nights carry the residue of peace that comes from having been truly here for at least a portion of the day's steps. This is how walking meditation becomes not only a practice, but a way of living. If a reader were to remember only a single sentence from this chapter, let it be one that carries the essence of Thích Nhất Hạnh path into any corridor, sidewalk, kitchen floor, field, or forest. Walk not in order to arrive, but arrive with every step. When you do, the ground receives you, the breath befriends you, time opens its hand, and the quiet freedom that has been waiting under your feet all along begins to walk you home.